Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember that operation where you would draw a card and you'd have to pick the body part out?
Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago, he's on the injury report with a knee. Last week it was an ankle. Yesterday it's a toe. He misses their walkthrough. He's going to play Thursday night. They're managing him through the week, but he's obviously very banged up, and it seems like it's showing up in his performance. He's really not running the ball at all, and they're not generating explosive plays.
If you looked at him since he's come back, he has not looked like Lamar Jackson, and he looks you're hesitant, and I don't mean that I just mean he's protecting his body, which we all do, right? It matters for him. He understands being there matters, but he is definitely not full strength, full go Lamar Jackson.
And it translates for a team that was the best in the red zone last year is now among the worst in the red zone this year. And those 4 points that they're giving up when they go down there because they're forced to kick so often, because you'll see in this game Lamar steps up as if he's going to scramble. It's him and a linebacker. Rather than choosing to beat the linebacker to the edge, which we know he can do, he tries to shake him and get a couple yards and goes down. And you can see that there's something different about it.
I want to be clear that I understand what you're saying. He had the hamstring, missed multiple weeks of that. What you're saying is since he came back from that, he just hasn't looked like the same player.
No, it's been clear, and I think it shows up most in those important situations where having a superstar quarterback is what puts you over the top.
Yeah.
They don't have one right now.
That's right.
I want to hear from J-Mac, because you did the game against the Jets this weekend. Is the version of the Ravens that we saw on the field Sunday, they may win the division because the division might just be that bad.
Yeah.
But is that a team that has any chance to make a Super Bowl run?
No, that offense is not a Super Bowl contending team right now on that side of the ball. And I think it's not only this past week of watching them against the Jets, it's the last few weeks. They're finding ways to win games, but offensively, they're just not on the same page. There's moments where Mark Andrews right there is running over the middle. It's zone. He's not sitting down. Lamar's expecting him. There's been moments where the offensive line hasn't been able to do their job, and Lamar's taking hits or avoiding sacks. So I think to your point, Nick, there's different moments in that game where what we've seen in the past was the speed and the explosion from Lamar Jackson that we're just not seeing. There's throws that he's missing, but it's the entire offense right now that just looks to be on a different page.
Let me get one more in, because the Ravens will play the Bengals on Thanksgiving night, and Graz, who's playing Cleveland. What can we tell us about Shedeur Sanders and the day he had yesterday?
Shedeur Sanders is going to start the next game for the Cleveland Browns, they announced yesterday. He did something that most Browns quarterbacks don't do, which is win the game. And he played well enough that they're gonna run him back out there again and see what he's got the rest of the way. They have to evaluate what they have on their roster. They have 2 first-round picks next year, and they need to know what they're doing at quarterback long term.
Is this the right decision, Nick?
Yeah, you have to. I think with both these rookie quarterbacks, you have to find out exactly what you have. They're not first-round picks, so you're not going to be committed to them for long term. You gave Gabriel some time. It didn't work out. Now you need to see if it's possible that Shedeur Sanders is your quarterback of the future with the remaining weeks, and then with the 2 first-round picks after that, then you have some decisions to make.
And let me say this. They didn't have really a run game to speak of. Their defense obviously played lights out, but Shedeur Sanders in his one game has the 3 longest completions for the Browns for the entire year. He had a 66, a 52, and a 39-yard pass for a reception.
Right.
This is a season, y'all. This is his first start. He's got the 3 longest completions for the team. He obviously pushed the ball. He earned the right to go start again, which I appreciate. And again, did he beat the world? No, but he did enough to get the win. That's important.
The 66 was a screen.
Hey, count it. Did you see how accurate the pass was?
Stafford's 1-yard touchdowns is a throwing touchdown because he's got 10. Don't hate on Shedeur.
That's Graziano channeling his inner Kevin Stefanski, who did not didn't even want to acknowledge.
You were on fire right there. You were on fire.
I mean, we all saw it. And in the locker room after the game, he's thinking this guy and that guy and this guy. Rookie made his first start. Good job. And over here and over here. I don't know what the hell is going on over there. It can't end soon enough. Go.
That was definitely awkward. For Shedeur, you look at it, and yes, every play wasn't fantastic, and it's almost crazy to say for Shedeur Sanders, hey, it was a solid game. And I think to your point, Jeff, it was a solid game. They won, and he made some plays. I think that was the big difference. The long one to Isaiah Bond, it's an all-out blitz. He moves to the right, takes care of the guy that they don't block, and throws the ball down the field. I think if you're watching him from last week, he didn't run out of the back of the pocket. He stepped up. He got the ball out on time majority of the afternoon. Were there incompletions? Was there a rookie mistake on the interception? Absolutely. But it was a good performance from Shedeur.
Positivity. You see that? Let that rub off on the guy that you're right.
No. Listen, he took 1 sack. That was my favorite stat for the game. Like against Max Crosby and the Raiders, they can sack quarterbacks. So he looked like he belonged. I think it's a no-brainer to run him back out there.
Looked like a young developmental quarterback getting his first start. More good than bad, and this candidly should have happened a long time ago. But on we go. Staying in the division.
Here we go.
His toe injury to play for the Bengals on Thursday night in a must-win game, as all of the Bengals' remaining games will be. Burrow back early from his toe injury. Remember, he had a couple of full practices last week. There was even some talk about him possibly playing this past Sunday. That did not happen, but those full practices from last week served to help get him ready for this Thursday night's must-win game against the Ravens.
People saying they should just shut him down. They're 3-8. What's your reaction to that?
Absolutely not. You're healthy, you play. If you're going to shut him down, you're going to shut every player that you're going to bring back next year. Like that's not how the NFL works.
Everybody ain't.
Listen, you're healthy, you play. Yeah. It speaks volumes to your locker room, to your community, to every. This is not Joe Burrow. Ain't that dude? He ain't just going to sit out because if he's healthy, go play. They're 1-8 without him. I don't care what you get back in that locker room and you show everybody there is a chance. I mean, it's a very small chance, but there is a chance they can win this thing out and go to the playoffs. You do not bench your franchise quarterback because your season's gone bad.
Yeah, I think at this point, while you still have a chance, it's important if your quarterback can play to put him out there. If it gets out of reach, he is your quarterback who also has been quite injury prone. I think there's another conversation to be had. Right now, it's unrealistic, but it's possible. He wants to play, and to your point, the culture setting point, that all feels fine and good until something happens. And I know that he can't further re-injure this specific injury, this toe, but Joe Burrow has not been the most durable quarterback in the league since he got here.
What I'm interested in seeing with Joe Burrow back out there on Thursday, all we've talked about was this Bengals defense. And we've said it, unless Burrow's going out there to play safety, it doesn't really matter. But we also know from being in that locker room the amount of hope and belief that one player can bring. I want to see what this Bengals defense looks like on Thursday with Joe Burrow back in the lineup, if they can be able to play at a different level.
It's not inconceivable that 9-8 wins that division.
Correct.
So maybe they go on a crazy run. We'll see. They play the Ravens twice starting with this Thursday night. And then one more thing, I touched on it before. Dan Graziano had a tweet on Sunday morning as Aaron Rodgers took the field. I'll let you read it, Dan, because you're the one who typed it.
It was just, eyes and ears of the fan on the field there. Like, what's Aaron Rodgers up to? And this is what he did. He got there. He walked around the field. He was barking at some of the cameras for filming him, God forbid. And then he went ahead and flipped them off and then went back inside. But I thought it was interesting that he used his right hand because the question was about his left wrist. That was the injury. And we didn't see him flip the bird with his left hand. So that left some questions about functionality. And sure enough, he was not able to go. They didn't feel like he could protect himself with his left hand or apparently communicate with the media.
Roz, this is really good journalism.
It really is.
I was standing in the booth.
I'm on the ground, people want to know what's going on.
I'm a fan, and I'm standing in the booth. I'm in Baltimore, and I'm like, man, these Baltimore Ravens fans, they want to know what's going on.